labor. We face extermination.
And if the Israelis get away with it again, then more war crimes will be committed.
After a surprise Hamas attack, Israel launched its genocidal war on Palestine's Gaza, one of the world's most densely populated areas.
Israel will win this war. And when Israel wins, the entire civilized world wins.
An Israeli strike on Al Ahli Arab Hospital killed nearly 500 Palestinians.
Can you hear the screams from Shifa Hospital?
Israeli forces stormed Al Shifa Hospital under the pretense of fighting Hamas. Soon after, more hospitals in northern Gaza were attacked and shut down. Israel and Hamas agreed to a truce, leading to a captive exchange. Israel launched a ground invasion of southern Gaza, targeting Khan Yunis. Israeli forces began a major ground invasion in central Gaza after airstrikes displaced thousands of residents. On New Year's Day, an Israeli attack killed 156 Palestinians in just 24 hours. Hamas's deputy chief, Saleh al-Arouri, was assassinated in Beirut, Lebanon. The International Court of Justice ordered Israel to prevent genocide in Gaza. 6-year-old Hind Rajab is killed in Gaza after her family's car was shelled by Israeli forces. Israeli airstrikes and tank shelling in Rafah displaced millions of Palestinians. The US Senate approved a $14 billion aid package for Israel.
Those against?
The US, for a third time, vetoed a UN resolution to pause hostilities in Gaza. Israel ended its 2-week siege of Al Shifa Hospital, leaving death and devastation. An Israeli strike on a World Central Kitchen convoy killed 7 aid workers. Pro-Palestinian student protests erupted across the US, condemning Washington's role in Israel's assault on Gaza. 3 mass graves uncovered near hospitals, with over 500 Palestinians killed by Israel. The largest at Nasser Medical Complex in southern Gaza held 392 bodies. The International Criminal Court charged Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant with war crimes and crimes against humanity. Ireland, Norway, and Spain officially recognized Palestine as a state. Israel struck a camp for internally displaced people, causing tents to catch fire. At least 45 Palestinians were killed. A 14-year-old boy died of starvation in Gaza, one of at least 100 child deaths due to Israel's blockade. Israeli protesters stormed an army base in support of soldiers accused of torturing and raping Palestinian prisoners. Israel assassinated Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, Iran. Over 90 Palestinians killed by an Israeli attack on Al Tabain school in Gaza City. Israeli sniper killed Turkish-American activist Ayşe Nur Ezgi Egi in the occupied West Bank. Israel launched over 1,600 airstrikes on Lebanon, killing at least 558 people in 24 hours. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah killed by Israeli airstrikes in Beirut. Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar assassinated in Gaza. Human Rights Watch said Israel's mass displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians amounts to crimes against humanity.
In those areas, Israel has committed ethnic cleansing.
Israel and Lebanon agree to a ceasefire. Amnesty International accused Netanyahu's government and Israeli forces of committing genocide in Gaza. At least 30 killed, including 4 doctors, after Tel Aviv bombs Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza. Médecins Sans Frontières found clear signs of ethnic cleansing in Gaza. A Plus 972 magazine investigation showed how Israel's AI systems and relaxed targeting rules created a mass assassination factory in Gaza. Qatar, Egypt, and the US mediated a ceasefire and captive exchange deal between Israel and Hamas. Trump administration approved nearly $3 billion in weapons sales to Israel, set for delivery between 2026 and 2028, bypassing the usual congressional review. Tel Aviv's illegal blockade of food and aid to Gaza began. Israel's Operation Might and Sword voided the ceasefire as waves of airstrikes across Gaza killed over 400 Palestinians. Israeli forces deployed to the new Murad corridor in southern Gaza, tightening military pressure and further isolating Rafah. UN experts said Palestinian deaths have exceeded 52,535, warning that the unfolding situation in Gaza may amount to genocide if not addressed. Madleen Gaza-bound flotilla crew detained and deported by Israel. Israel launched surprise attack on Iran, killing at least 78, including several top generals and nuclear scientists. Tehran retaliated by firing over 150 ballistic missiles and more than 100 drones at targets across Israel. Israel added to the UN's blacklist for grave violations against children, citing unprecedented levels of violence in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. At least 66 children died of malnutrition as Israel's illegal blockade of essential food aid continued. Israel attacked Syria's defense ministry building in Damascus. France to formally recognize the state of Palestine during September's United Nations General Assembly. The United Kingdom to formally recognize Palestine as a state during the UNGA. Canada to formally recognize Palestine as a state during the UNGA. Israel launched a new offensive in Gaza City, further intensifying its genocidal war. Tel Aviv kills renowned Al Jazeera reporter Anas al-Sharif along with 5 other journalists in a targeted airstrike. An Israeli double-tap strike hit Nasser Hospital, killing at least 22 people, including medics and 5 journalists. Israel has intentionally killed at least 247 Palestinian journalists since October 2023. Israeli airstrikes hit Yemen's Sana'a, killing the Houthi PM and several other senior officials. Israel breaks a ceasefire with Lebanon after launching airstrikes in Bekaa and Hermel, killing at least 5 people. Israel carried out an airstrike targeting Hamas political leaders in Doha, killing 6 people, including a Qatari national. Gaza-bound Global Sumud flotilla's main vessel struck by a suspected Israeli drone while docked at Tunisia's port of Sidi Bou Said. Over 200,000 Palestinians forcibly displaced from Gaza City by Israel. Israel continues bombing residential buildings in the region. US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced a so-called fair and historic peace proposal for Gaza. Israel's Navy illegally intercepts all 42 sailboats in the Global Sumud flotilla on international waters. The interception broke both international and maritime laws. Over 65,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel since its genocidal war on Gaza began in October 2023. Approximately 1.9 million people, around 90% of Gaza's population, have been displaced. At least 274 journalists and media workers have been killed. Several organizations, including the International Association of Genocide Scholars and Israel's B'Tselem, have accused Israel of committing genocide.